over 50,000 Muslim women and men have signed a petition seeking a ban on triple talaq. The petition, led by Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan, has sought the National Commission for Women's Intervention to end this what if called un-Quranic practice. BMMA said a national signature campaign was underway in different states including Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Kerala and UP against the practice. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar has criticised NGOs going to court over environmental degradation, which leads to orders that are at times difficult to understand. Parrikar seemed critical of the Supreme Court order against registration of diesel cars above 2000cc in Delhi until further notice, saying this had forced German auto giant Mercedes-Benz to stop investing in the country's automobile sector. The California Institute for Technology has sued Apple Incorporation and Broadcom Limited over Wi-Fi patents. The institute has alleged that the company stole digital technology developed by one of its professors. The technology speeds up transmission of the Wi-Fi signals for their chips and mobile devices. The institute has filed a complaint at Quinn Emanuel Urquhart and Sullivan in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. The Supreme Court has refused to take up the plea-seeking CBI probe into the violent Jawahar Bagh clashes in Mathura that killed 29 people. It has asked the petitioner to approach the Allahabad High Court. The PIL was filed by the advocate and Delhi BJP spokesperson Ashwini Upadhyay. The producers of the film Udta Punjab are planning to approach the Bombay High Court against the verdict of the Censor Board's revising committee. The revising committee had asked producers to remove the word Punjab from the title of the film. The board has also recommended 89 cuts in the film, including scenes that show substance abuse and use of expletives. The Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court today dismissed a plea seeking a ban on the film Shorgul. Last week, a petition was filed by a social activist demanding that the film's release be withheld. The petition alleges that certain scenes in the movie might disturb social harmony. The movie is supposedly based on the Muzaffarnagar riots and is scheduled to release on June 24th. A Kerala High Court judge has rescued himself from a smuggling case. Justice K.T. Shankaran revealed that he was offered Rs 25 lakhs as bribe. More than 500 kgs of gold has been allegedly brought into India from the Middle East through the Kochi airport. The U.S. Supreme Court has announced that it will take a second look onto whether Virginia's Republican political leaders altered the constituencies in the state's electoral maps to diminish the power of African American voters. The court said it will review a lower court's rejection of a challenge that said Republican leaders reduced the strength of the minority voters by packing them into a dozen House of Delegates districts. The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday decided not to hear Google's appeal in class action lawsuit. Claims have been made that the company deceived California advertisers in the placement of internet ads through its AdWords service. A Google spokesperson refused to comment on the litigation. The 2008 lawsuit had accused Google of violating California advertising laws because it misled advertisers about where the ads would be placed. Major law firm Kravitz, Swain and Moore of the U.S. has increased the annual salary of its first-year lawyers to $180,000 from $160,000. Salaries of other associates have also been increased. The salaries in other elite law firms like Davis Polk and Wardwell, Skadden, Apps, Slate, Mega and Flom, and Sullivan and Cromwell are also likely to be increased. It's been almost a decade since the salaries of entry-level lawyers were raised. The 30 Hazari Court of Delhi will pronounce its order on the issue of cognizance on a criminal complaint filed against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The case was filed against Arvind Kejriwal for using allegedly defamatory and seditious words against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The complaint alleged that when CBI had raided the Chief Minister's Principal Secretary Rajendra Kumar's Delhi Secretariat office on December 15th last year, Kejriwal had made offensive remarks on his Twitter account against Modi. The Himachal High Court will announce the quantum of punishment to Haridas Tanwar charged with the killing of Indian Air Force fighter pilot Anubhav Roy. The High Court had overturned the verdict of Sessions Court, which had absolved Haridas Tanwar due to lack of evidence. The police will present Ram Shankar Tiwari, also known as Baba Parmanand, in the ACJM court today. Baba Parmanand of Barabanki was sent to 3 days custody on 28th of May. The matter was last heard on the 27th of May, where the court had asked for CDs containing evidence of his illegal activities. HIV-positive individuals will now be able to donate and receive organs from other HIV-positive individuals in California. A Senate bill on the issue recently became a law after it was signed by California Governor Edmund G. Brown. High-profile Indian origin couple Pankaj and Radhika Oswal have accused the Australian and New Zealand banking group of underselling shares in their West Australian fertilizer company after it was seized by receivers. The case lodged by the couple in the Supreme Court of Victoria is the biggest in Victoria's legal history. It revolves around the forced sale of the Oswal's Western Australian-based company Burrup Fertilizers after it was seized by receivers in 2010. The French police and prosecutors swooped in on Google's Paris offices over a tax fraud probe. The raid took place amid accusations from across Europe that the internet giant does not pay its fair share of taxes. US trademark authorities have held that soft drink giant Coca-Cola does not have exclusive rights to use the word zero. The ruling comes even when the company has registered the common English word for their diet soda and sports drink brands. Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was recently moved from a prison in central Mexico to one near the US border in Ciudad Juarez. He faces indictments in multiple US jurisdictions. Earlier this month, the Mexican government signed off on his extradition to face charges in 2 of those jurisdictions in the USA. Viacom CEO Philip Dorman has been granted a June hearing by a Massachusetts judge in a lawsuit over Redstone Trust. Dorman had filed a lawsuit to invalidate the removal of Shari Redstone, the daughter of Viacom's controlling shareholder, Sumner Redstone. A special court in Ahmedabad has delivered its verdict in the 2002 Gulbarg Society massacre case. 24 people have been pronounced guilty while 36 people have been acquitted. 69 people died in this massacre that included former Congress MP Ehsan Zafri. Vishal Dikshit, who was barred from entering courts in Uttar Pradesh in February this year, is the new chairman of the Awadh Bar Association. The Home Ministry has barred former Additional Solicitor General of India, Indira Jaisingh's NGO from getting foreign funds for 180 days. The NGO's license has been suspended for 6 months for alleged violation of Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. A petition has been filed in the Lucknow High Court to seek a ban on the movie Shorgul based on Muzaffarnagar riots. Interestingly, the songs of this film were penned by Congress leader Kapil Sibal. The hearing is scheduled for 6th of June. A Rohtak court has deferred the hearing on Yoga Guru Ram Dev's hate speech case to June 3rd after Rohtak SP sought more time to submit the probe report. At an RSS-sponsored Sadbhavna rally in Rohtak on April 3rd, Ramdev had said he would have beheaded all those refusing to chant Bharat Mata Ki Jai if he were not bound by the law. A plea seeking FIR against Ramdev was filed by local Congress leader Subhash Batra, accusing the Yoga Guru of using Talibani language during his hate speech. As per the summon issued by the special CBI court against Yadav Singh's wife and other accused, they have to appear in the court today. So far, only one accused, VK Goyal, had surrendered in the court. Moninder Singh Pandher and Surinder Kohli, the co-accused in infamous Nithari serial killings, on Monday appeared in a CBI court. While Kohli was brought from Dasna prison for the hearing amidst tight security, Pandher also appeared in the court. CBI's prosecuting officer JP Singh said Kohli had earlier filed a petition demanding all available documents related to the case, to which Singh objected. The next hearing in the case is stated for today. The serial killings came to light in December 2006 after discovery of human remains from a drain behind Pandey's house in Nitari in Noida on the outskirts of Delhi. The Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court will hear a petition challenging the compensation given to SPMLC Bukkal Nawab in the Gomti beautification issue. Petition against extension of service given to UP's Chief Secretary Alok Ranjan to come up for hearing in the Lucknow bench of Allahabad High Court. The Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court is likely to give directions to doctor strike in KGMU, Lucknow. Bangladesh Nationalist Party chairperson and former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Khaleda Zia, appeared before a Dhaka court this morning to place her self-defense statement in connection with the Zia Charitable Trust graft case. The Delhi High Court has asked the government to consider the creation of an online RTI mechanism within 3 months. This includes a centralized online website for the submission of RTI requests, online transfer of RTI requests, first appeal and complaints through internet facility to upload applications, complaints and other responses, and to create a call center as a voice facilitation center. A law student, Dharmraj Chandel, has filed a public interest litigation in the Rajasthan High Court 7 months ago, seeking the constitution of an independent State Police Accountability Committee and District Police Accountability Committee. The court has slammed the government for not filing a proper reply to the PIL and for repeatedly adjourning the matter. The Delhi High Court has ruled that an adoptive mother cannot be deprived of the custody of her child without following due process of law. The Child Welfare Committee had forcibly taken a child from the custody of an adoptive mother. The Delhi High Court termed the action as extremely unusual and dangerous. The petitioner filed a habeas corpus writ in the Delhi High Court. She alleged that the CWC, through an order, has illegally handed over the custody of her adopted child to an NGO. The Delhi High Court has dismissed the appeal made by AAP leader Ashutosh. He had opposed the fresh allegations made by Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley in his reply to a civil defamation case filed by him against Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and other party leaders. The Delhi High Court has reserved its verdict on wrestler Sushil Kumar's plea for a trial to be conducted by the Wrestling Federation of India to decide who will represent India in the 74 kg freestyle category at the Rio Olympic Games. The bench is likely to pronounce its order on June 6th. In a landmark judgment, the Juvenile Justice Board has ordered that the juvenile accused in the Mercedes hit-and-run case in Delhi on April 4th should be tried as an adult in the trial court. The Juvenile Board has decided that the case should go to the Sessions Court and the accused should be considered as an adult. The court maintained that the accused was aware of the actions and his responsibility. A 33-year-old business consultant was killed